What up, everybody? You know what it is. Truid back in the cut. Know what I'm saying? So, bravo, España. Yeah. I didn't watch the full game. I watched a little bit of it up to halftime. But I have the score actively on my phone. Bravo to them. For all my World Cuppers out there. Not a huge football fan, but, I get why people like it, And it's the worldwide sport, so how could you not like it? Anything that brings together the world, right? Anywho, so I just got back from being out of town, and I noticed Dr. Insanity had dropped another video. So yeah, we're gonna have to check that out. And the title, I'm warning y'all, is wild. It's wild. Teens accidentally run into secret cult's body dump. A secret cult? A body dump? Anyways, man, give me a follow, subscribe if you can. Any little bit helps. I'm trying to grow this channel. Let's start off with this video. Viewer discretion advised. I have no idea what's about to come through. Dr. Insanity is definitely one of the best creators on YouTube, I would have to say, especially when it comes to crime stuff. Everything's just put together so well. He's well spoken. Yeah, it's just a good experience. So, without further ado, holy shit. Here we go.
Like, I'm not going, my heart is beating, bro.
This group of teenagers are in the middle of exploring an abandoned building in Michigan. Just a few feet away from them is something they were never meant to see.
You want me to get close up for you? Hey, look. Come on, Aiden. Come on, Aiden.
Ooh.
When police arrive to investigate, they discover this killing might be part of something far darker, with ritualistic clues pointing to a murder orchestrated by a cult. And as detectives begin closing in on its members and turning them on each other, they discover that this may not have been the cult's first victim.
Richie, so to speak, that they wanted to kill right after getting married.
It's like a gang or something?
No, it wasn't a gang. It was, Steve called it a family.
I know you didn't say the number I heard, right?
16?
I killed 16 people.
You've killed 16 people is what I said.
16 people, bro. What?
It's a late Thursday evening in Monroe County, Michigan, when 7 high school students decide to explore an abandoned juvenile detention center. But the moment they step inside, they stumble upon something they were never meant to see and immediately start recording.
I don't even know if I want to really get it.
All right, so we seen him. My fault. We seen him.
I've seen a body, bro.
This is for...
Like, I'm not going, my heart is beating, bro.
I wonder what this place is. I don't think he's gone into that unless I missed it.
Tell me if it. I don't want. I'm not looking. I'm not looking either. Look.
Bro, you could be
You want me to get close up for you? Hey, I'm about to get.
Bro, they just laughing and stuff. It's like, it's wild. There's a pentagram too.
kick that door off.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. They're just...
Come on, Aiden. Come on, Aiden.
upon seeing what appears to be the dead body of a young woman, the boys run back to their car and drive off.
Yeah, we gone, bro.
Knowingly trespassing, one of them calls 911 and begins describing in detail the gruesome discovery they had just made inside.
Monroe County 911. What's the address of your emergency?
Hi, so we were exploring a abandoned building, and I think we found a dead body.
Okay, what was the address?
Right now we're at the Monroe Travel Center.
Where was the address you were exploring?
It's the old student center, or like an old school or something.
You're pretty far away from...
I was gonna say, it looked like an old school.
Yeah, because we drove away and we didn't know what to do.
Tell me exactly what happened.
Like, he moved a door that was on the ground, and underneath it, there was his tarp, and under the tarp, he saw a foot. So we left and called.
Can you give me a call when you get back to the pilot center?
Yes.
After directing the teens to a safe location, Michigan State Police are dispatched to Boysville,
Michigan.
an abandoned juvenile campus with dozens of rooms and corridors. Once officers arrive
Juvenile
with no
campus.
electricity and a potential homicide scene waiting inside, they draw their weapons and prepare to move in.
Just keep track of how many rooms, like, look at how many sections there are of the building. Keep track of how many sections you think you're going through so you don't get lost. Yeah.
God, it'd be
So
crazy
you
to have to go
first,
clear
me and Lyle
that.
Stay back.
Like, I couldn't imagine having to go into, like, clear, like, a building like that, dude, because there's so many rooms, so many possibilities, and it's abandoned. Like, the place is probably falling apart. There's probably, like, a chance to have open areas that are just in the ceiling, you know, ceiling tile or some shit, you know, that's all falling apart. Man, my anxiety would be through the roof having to walk into a situation like that.
Monroe.
Some of these body cams, like, what am I looking at, dude?
That door on the left. Long hallway. Long hallway.
Way too much, bro. Yep, that's a dead body.
On the floor, underneath the tarp, lies the deceased body the teens found earlier. But before officers can properly examine it, they have to clear the rest of the building and make sure they're the only ones inside.
Like, that would take so long. Like, you see what I'm talking about? Just what I was talking about with the ceiling tile right there. Let me get my mouse. Right here. You got a ceiling tile that's all, you know, taken off. All these corridors and corners. You just ran into a dead body, and now you got to go through all this dark building, dude. Just, like, ready to just pop, you know? Because, like, the first sight of somebody, you're probably just going to pop, bro. Like, be honest.
Multiple doors sealed. Let me take right.
Walking through.
So much.
Walking through. Stay, please.
After an hour of clearing the building room by room, officers find no one else inside. With the building now cleared, officers return
what
to
happened?
the victim and begin trying to identify. After an hour of clearing the building room by room, officers find no one else inside. With the building now cleared, officers return to the victim and begin trying to identify her. Given the location, they initially assume she may have been homeless and simply overdosed. But that assumption would quickly be turned upside down upon further inspection.
But there was a time where people were coming in here like on a regular basis, like the haunted house type stuff, you know, like looking for ghosts and whatnot. think that's blood under her head, like she got hit or
Around her?
yeah.
Blood.
Well, unless suspect is on top and slams your head on the ground. Yeah, it's not blood.
No. It's like bronze. Almost gold.
It's all over.
It's on her face, her arms.
On her neck.
Her shirt.
Look at how her legs are positioned. Shirt's pulled up. I'll get my fingerprint scanner out here in a little bit.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna.
Yeah, probably what, mid-20s, 30s maybe. I mean, she might not even be local. It might be somebody a truck driver picked up.
As officers continue examining the body,
someone a
they
truck
notice
driver
several
picked up.
unusual details. The victim is covered in an unfamiliar substance, surrounded by candles, and across her legs are what appear to be scribbles and strange markings. While one officer moves to retrieve a portable fingerprint scanner a few miles away, another group of officers makes contact with the teens who discovered the body. They're all shaken up yet cooperative, handing over the video they recorded inside. And it quickly becomes clear to detectives that they're far more worried about a trespassing charge than being tied to what happened to the victim. So they're eventually let go. Back at the abandoned property, the officer scans the victim's fingerprints and learns that she is, in fact, a local, 22-year-old Kayla Sadowski. Moments later, paramedics arrive and examine the body, confirming two things. She's been here for some time, and the head injuries are consistent with 3 gunshot wounds. Sometime after midnight, officers lock down the rest of the building and return to the station, intent on resuming the investigation at first light. And as the investigation would begin coming together, detectives would become convinced this is not only a homicide, but part of something far more disturbing, possibly even ritualistic.
If you live with him and you leave and he finds out you leave, needless to say, you're going to be the next.
Steve
Damn.
said that she was screaming, Steve! Steve, help! Steve, help!
Do you want to go see your dad? Do you want to be with your mom?
Yes.
Or you want to live?
The next morning, officers begin reviewing every available CCTV camera in the area, and after hours of combing through footage dating back 2 weeks, they finally spot her. On February 15th at around 10 p.m., Kayla is seen leaving the Rosler Street apartments and walking across the Rosler Street Bridge. An hour later, at around 11 p.m., she appears on camera again, walking across the same bridge. But this time, she stops, turns around, and gets into a black Mercury Milan, wearing the same skirt she would later be found dead in. When officers run the vehicle's license plate, they learn it's registered to 44-year-old Stephen Bales, a man Kayla has an active protective order against. And just like that, investigators have their first suspect.
Right.
That same afternoon, officers rush to Stephen's house, but what they find is troubling to say the least. A note taped to the front door stating that he and his wife, Narina, have left for their honeymoon. To investigators, the timing seems far too convenient, so they try calling him, but he never picks up.
This is Stephen Bales. Leave a message after the beep.
A search warrant is requested, but in the meantime, there's little police can do but wait, while Stephen and whoever else may be responsible remains free to roam the streets. 2 weeks pass after the body is discovered, yet there's still no sign of Stephen. But then, more than 100 miles away in Shelby, Ohio, police receive a 911 call they certainly aren't expecting, as 19-year-old Bryn Smith tells dispatchers someone is trying to kill him. And when Ohio officers go to meet him, they would unknowingly step into another state's investigation and give them an unexpected lead.
Hello, what's going on?
So I finally got away from him and I just helped out, so they're getting out. So I got you on the phone because you're a witness for me. So my cousin in Monroe, Michigan, this is my aunt, by the way. She knows like everything going on.
Is she on FaceTime?
Yeah, she's on FaceTime. She's you can't really see her.
I can see it. Okay. Good.
So he's wanted for murder right now in Monroe, Michigan, for the Kayla Sadowski death. And I was apparently wanted for it as well at some point, but I had left his house today, just ran away from him because like he never gives me He's like weird. He'll keep you at his house. He'll use you for your money.
Do you have any ID on you?
I have nothing on me except my tablet, my phone, and socks.
Well, I tell you what I'm going to do, just because I don't
crazy.
know you. I'm just going to pat you down.
That's fine.
Do you have any knives or anything on you?
No, just socks.
Okay. What if somebody pat you down? Do you live here?
No, this is some strange putty called God's.
So what's this cat's name?
Steve Bales. Like, I ran away from him. Like, I ran. I don't know how long I've been running. I just ran away from him. We stopped at a gas station, and I just ran.
It's
Does that
psychotic,
make
bro.
sense? Like, I stopped because, like, I lived with him, and he won't let you leave his house when you're there. He's weird. He will hurt you. I have videos of the person that did it admitting to it.
Oh, wow.
Because I lived with all of them in the house together, like in one bedroom. And she was acting real funny one day, so I had, like, walked away, and I called her on my own phone, and I got videos of her.
Why don't we go out of the seat in the back of this officer's car on the other side? Okay.
Other side?
Yeah.
As if the investigation wasn't complicated enough, Bryn is accusing someone other than Steven of being the killer and even refers to a group of people he and Steven had been living with. The problem is, these officers are from another state and know nothing about Kayla's murder, so they decide to take him to the station to get some clarity on the situation. Upon arriving, officers contact Michigan State Police, and that's when they are finally briefed on Kayla's murder investigation. More than anything, Michigan investigators are fixated on this alleged confession video, urging Ohio detectives to obtain it as quickly as possible. And once Bryn sits down for his interview, what he would go on to describe would sound to detectives almost as if he had just escaped a cult.
Now you don't gotta worry about me being killed.
So, what was, and this gentleman that apparently killed this girl, what's his name?
Steve.
How do these people get caught up in these situations, bro? Like,
I have a
the
video.
people you rolling with.
Because we all lived in the same apartment together. So there was a one-bedroom apartment that he owned, him and his wife. He had like 8 people living there. I was one of them. And in order to live there, he took your food stamp card. He would take whatever cards you had, and basically your money and everything was his. I did not agree to that, so he knew not to take from me. I just stayed there. I slept on the couch. I woke my head and I laid my head. So we're going down, and he gets married through all this. Now, our ex becomes missing. So I was wondering, because
you say our ex.
Yeah, we both had dated the same woman.
Okay.
Oh.
So she becomes missing.
How convenient.
And everybody in the house starts acting weird. So I'm gonna try to pull up this video of Caitlin, the one who supposedly killed Gabe.
I wonder how many people are in the house.
Did you ever think about going to the Michigan authorities with this?
I couldn't.
Why?
If you live with him and you leave and he finds out you leave and he finds you, basically needless to say you're gonna be the next. So if you live with him, you're not allowed to leave. He's basically a person who's gonna get you in his house.
Entrapment.
He's gonna trap you in him. Keep you just for your money.
To detective surprise, Bryn seems unusually open and talkative for someone who believes he's being hunted. After all, there's no telling whether Steven will come after him the moment this interview is over. At this point, investigators need to see this video Bryn can't stop talking about, but what they're about to see would be far more than Bryn promised.
So who do you think killed this girl?
I know who killed her. I got the video right here to show you.
Okay, well, let's see it, my man.
Jeez.
You can obviously tell I was shocked as hell.
How many? I know you didn't say the number I heard, right? 16?
You've killed 16 people is what I said.
And you have never been to jail for it.
And you see I've never been in jail for it.
That's him? That's
And
how he
now I have
sounds?
one more video of her admitting that I was the killer of Kayla, basically.
Why did you threaten my son?
She threatened my son.
So that conversation that I watched, she said that she did it because she threatened her son.
Yeah.
Do you know some more information about that?
No, that's all I know.
Like,
I don't
was
go
it
to church.
like is her?
Apparently, she threatened her son at church. That's the most I know of that.
And how'd she kill her?
She said that she shot her twice.
Okay.
On the video.
Wow.
She even said that she threw the gun in the river. What river? If I know.
Mm-hmm.
The woman in the video is 33-year-old Kaylin Ramsey.
Getting wild.
Implying that she was responsible not only for Kayla's death, but for 15 other murders as well. It's a chilling claim that investigators would have no choice but to look into.
I wonder if she's like a Black Widow plot, you know, like she lures in people, I don't know, in a specific way or in order to murder them. But I don't know. Let's keep going.
Especially coming from someone they would later connect to a deadly cult. After several more hours of questioning, Bryn is eventually released and told to notify investigators of any contact from Stephen or Kaylin, unaware that the man they've just let go may not be as innocent as he claims. Later that evening, investigators call Kaylin and are surprised to learn that she's also in Ohio.
You might have heard something or seen
to the
something.
station the following day to assist with the investigation, withholding the real reason they want to speak with her. And interestingly, she agrees, almost as if she already has a plan to outsmart the detectives.
Right, I'm surprised at that.
The next morning, Kaylin arrives at the Huron County Sheriff's Office in Ohio.
Oh, she has a lawyer too.
Is her lawyer, but as she's escorted to the interrogation room, there's a surprise waiting for her. Detectives from the Michigan State Police, including lead investigator Detective Peterson, have traveled to Ohio for this very interview. And as Kaylin's interview begins, her story would quickly start to unravel until she eventually slips up and says something she was never supposed to know. But before we get to that, this case is a disturbing reminder of how quickly someone else's actions can change your life forever. In January 2021, 62-year-old Lewis Brown was driving to work at his job as a deli meat cutter when another driver pulled out into an intersection and collided with him. The crash left him with severe injuries that changed his life forever. And the worst part, he was only offered $50,000 to settle the case.
Damn.
Instead of accepting that, he turned to this video's sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. With their experienced legal team, the case ultimately resulted in a $5.8 million jury verdict for Mr. Brown. There's a reason his case didn't end at $50,000, and that's the reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, they've been fighting for the people and have recovered over $30 billion for their clients. With more than 1,000 lawyers and over 100 offices
sorry, y'all. I work at the
they
courthouse.
have the resources to handle serious injury cases.
We can't stand it when Morgan & Morgan comes by.
If you're ever injured because of someone else's negligence, you deserve fair compensation. Morgan & Morgan fights to get their clients the best possible outcome. And, crucially, you don't pay a fee unless they win. There are no upfront costs. You pay nothing out of pocket unless they recover money for you. If you ever find yourself in that situation, you can check out Morgan & Morgan by visiting www.forthepeople.com/Dr. Insanity. First link in the description, or by scanning the QR code on screen. Again, that's forthepeople.com/Dr. Insanity. With that said, let's get back to Kaylin's interview, where she's about to reveal something only someone connected to the murder should have known.
We're going to be asking you a lot of questions. A lot of these questions we already know the answer to. So, you know I don't play games, you know.
That's what they say, yeah.
We went and got him to make sure you had him here. Right? That's important, that I want to make sure you feel comfortable. Rate your life on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 is the worst life ever. 10 is
Rate your life.
Right now,
yeah,
it's a 1.
It's a 1?
Right now it's a 1.
Hopefully today it'll be a 10.
Okay.
Hopefully.
So what's going wrong right now?
That's her
Me
lawyer?
living my life in fear
And why are you living in
my
fear?
life in fear.
because of this guy, Stephen Bales.
Okay, why
there
are
he
you
is.
so afraid of Stephen Bales?
He's threatened my life.
Okay,
him up again.
He's threatened to kill me.
Okay. Do you know Kayla Sadowski?
I knew of her. She was one of my friends at one point.
Straight to the point.
Until I moved out here 3 years ago and we lost contact.
Tell me about her. Tell me about Kayla.
She was such a sweetheart. Oh my God.
Such a sweetheart.
She loved my youngest son. She was a sweetheart. She was just like me, outgoing, laid back, calm, give her shirt off her back to whoever needed it more than her. Her and I were a lot alike.
Was she easy to get along with them?
Oh yeah, she was very easy to get along with. Such a sweetheart.
Okay, did you have any conflicts with her ever?
No, I've never had a conflict with her at all whatsoever.
Was there a time where, recently where she accused you of hitting with her belt?
No, Not that I'm aware of. I mean, it's something I would never do. I don't have a mean bone in my body.
Okay. Understood.
Anyone you talk to about me will tell you I'm such a sweetheart.
Okay, I believe it.
Last contact I had with her was just shortly before whatever happened to her, and it kills me. I had just talked to her about maybe the day before or maybe a few days before she had passed at the grocery store.
Okay. When was that?
Around Valentine's Day.
Here, Kaylin seemingly places the murder around Valentine's Day, nearly 2 weeks before Kayla's body was discovered. To investigators, this appears to be a major slip-up, as the precise date of the murder has never been publicly released. The detective, however, refrains from confronting her, careful not to cause her to shut down. But now, he would reveal the real reason she's here and see if she can somehow explain it away.
I'm not making this up. I'm not here to trick you. We have a video of you saying that you were the one that killed her.
No. I would never kill anybody. Because I'm a sweetheart. I would never hurt anybody.
Listen, that's why I take the time.
A day in my life.
This is why I take the time to talk to you.
So it's 5 videos.
We'll go through them all if you want to.
Unless they're trying to pin this on me that I had nothing to do with.
Well, let's watch these, and I want to talk to you because let's just.
How many? I know you didn't say the number I heard, right? 16?
That was all forced. They forced me to say all that.
Let's watch them all, and then I want to hear.
How'd you get there? How'd you get her there?
See, you can clearly tell they're trying to set me
Get
up.
away there. This isn't my first time. That's why I'm trying to get you. Listen to what I'm telling you to do.
Obviously, I want your side to that.
Oh.
Right? That's why we're here. So what is your side to that?
She thinks she's being set up?
My side to it is I had nothing to do with Kayla's death.
Because you can really help us, okay? And in turn, I don't make guarantees, but
right.
there's a chance you might help yourself. But I want to make something clear. We know when Kayla died, okay? And we also know that we have a video of you with Steve, okay, and Narina, very short time after her death, together at a party store. I do not think you're the mastermind. I think that there's a lot of influence by Steve. There's no doubt there's a lot of influence by Steve.
Do you want to talk to me again?
I think I'm done for today.
Okay.
My stress level's getting too high. It's slowly making me sick.
After being shown the video, Kaylin does exactly what investigators feared most. She ends the interview before giving them enough probable cause to detain her, and so she's released.
Damn.
The following day, detectives finally get their first lucky break. The search warrant for Stephen's apartment is approved. Wasting no time, Michigan officers rush back to his residence, hoping to find answers to Kayla's murder and perhaps a clue as to where Stephen may have fled. Upon entering the cramped one-bedroom apartment, deputies are stunned to find evidence that at least 7 people had been living here, and things would only get stranger from here. Throughout the apartment,
what does it say? Nobody in charge of anyone? Nobody in charge. Everyone works as one. Nobody in charge. Everyone works as one. Sounds pretty cool. Like.
From here. Throughout the apartment, officers notice a recurring theme: the Grim Reaper. Stephen had adopted the name Grim, labeling many of his belongings with it.
Oh, please.
Inside a journal, deputies discover that he referred to his wife, Narina, as Lady Death. The group even had its own name, the Reapers. At this point, investigators begin to suspect they're not dealing with a group of friends or even a gang, but a full-blown cult. As the search unfolds, investigators back at the station begin monitoring Stephen's online activity, and before long, a Facebook photo stops them in their tracks. The image was taken during Stephen's wedding on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Police immediately recognize Stephen, his wife Narina, Bryn, and Kaylin, but the remaining 4 people are complete unknowns to the investigators, and detectives suspect they may also have been involved in the homicide. Stephen's mother is quickly rolled out, along with a family friend who appears to have little connection to the group. But the same can't be said for the remaining two, Alex Fico and
course.
Sierra Bemis.
Yeah, Alex Fico up to no
Stephen
good.
has taken under his wing. That same afternoon, Detective Peterson calls them both and asks them to come to the station. And as Detective Peterson prepares to interview them, he needs to answer
Peterson loves
two
his
critical
job.
questions. What is their connection to Stephen, and where does their loyalty to him end?
Tell me about your relationship with Steve Bales.
He was a good father, kinda. Didn't really get along.
Good father, kind of. What didn't you get along with him for?
Because he always wanted to take my money and use my food stamps.
There it is.
I gave him my
Same
card
old.
and he never gave it back.
I want you to tell me everything you can, everything you know about the death of Kayla Stowski.
Everything I know. Alright, so Steve Bales, I met him at Buscemi's Pizzeria, Monroe Street. I was real strung out one day and drunk at the same time, and guy took me by the hands, looked me dead in my eye, and told me that I could get over it. You know, you gotta pick the guy.
Steve handshake?
Yeah, so a very firm handshake, and it felt brotherly. It felt like he was expressing love towards me. They made me feel good for like being sober and not drinking.
That was nice of them, actually. Okay. Was there anything good about Steve?
No.
No. Because you described him as a good father, so there was nothing good about him.
No, not really.
Okay. Do you think he used you?
Yes.
Okay.
Interestingly, Sierra struggles to find a single good thing to say about Stephen.
Yeah.
Yet both she and Alex still consider him family. Like many manipulative
He's
leaders,
family.
Stephen
Interesting.
targeted vulnerable people at their lowest, offering them
Right.
support.
That's what I was saying.
And
It seems like a going effort of what he's doing is going after individuals that are troubled and weak, what like these people always do, and altering basically their headspace. I'm gonna go grab my water. I will be right back. Don't worry. I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I'm back. Got me a protein bar too. We gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyways, I ain't K-Dot.
sense of belonging. Over time, that trust turned into control, with members handing over their income and providing for him financially. But Stephen's influence extended far beyond money and into violence, as Detective Peterson is about to learn.
So when was the night that Kayla got murdered?
I believe it was the night of their wedding. Like, they just crazily went out and, that was their ritual, so to speak, that they wanted to kill right after getting married.
Whoa.
Caitlin, Kay, the one who she did the killing. At least she said she did the killing.
So Kaylin and Kayla didn't get along. Why not?
Because they was already fighting over Steve.
So were Kaylin and Steve, were they?
Love triangle. A manipulation technique where a leader makes members compete for their attention.
Romantically involved?
Yes.
Okay. And Kayla and Steve were romantically involved?
Yes.
And so Kaylin, you're saying, no, I don't want to put words in your mouth, was jealous of Kayla?
Yes.
Was Steve planning this at the wedding?
Not like sit down saying, we're doing this, and I'm doing this. No.
So based on what you can tell, do you think Steve helped plan this?
Yeah, I think Steve planned it all. He said she's gotta go.
As the interviews continue, Detective Peterson learns that Stephen was involved with 3 women at once: his wife Narina, Kaylin, and Kayla. With tensions between Kaylin and Kayla escalating for months, detectives suspect Stephen was deliberately fueling his rivalry for his own benefit. But Detective Peterson would soon learn that Stephen wasn't the only man in the house exploiting the women.
Uh-oh.
As Alex's and Sierra's interviews are unfolding, detectives decide to give Bryn a call and ask him to come to the station. After being the first to expose Kaylin and appearing in Stephen's wedding photos, Peterson is convinced he must know more about the murder than he initially admitted. And as he sits down for his interview, investigators are about to discover that Bryn played a role as well, one he conveniently failed to mention the first time around.
Because I know you guys have camera footage of me driving. I know you guys got the footage from where I picked her up. I'm not stupid.
Exactly. And where did you pick her up at?
At the corner store.
Did you just pick up her? Are you alone or are you with anybody else?
Oh, no. There was someone else in the car.
Wait, hold up. This dude picked her up. Oh, he left all that out, right? I can see why this detective is like, you see his restless leg syndrome's going. Probably because he's irritated he had to bring this dude back in here because he just left all that out, right? Oh, but we just happened to stumble upon it. So how about you bring your fat ass back over here? Excuse me.
Who was with you?
Steve.
So what was the conversation that led to you picking her up?
Hey, where are you? What are you doing? Nothing. Off of work. What are you doing? Nothing. You want to hang out for a few? Well, there was Steve's chance because he knew I was talking to her. Yeah, you better do that.
Okay. So does she think, and I'm not sure, does she think that you guys are dating again at this point on February 16th?
I'm guessing, because she called me babe at one point.
Okay, so what makes you think that she's now,
I didn't like that.
What makes you think she believes that you two are together as a couple?
Because she called me babe for like 3 times and didn't say anything, but the 4th time I said something
So
about
before you picked her up on February
15th,
do you think that February 16th?
Yeah, you better do that.
Okay. So does she think, and I'm not sure, does she think that you guys are dating again at this point on February 16th?
I'm guessing, because she called me babe at one point.
Okay, so what makes you think that she's now...
I told her that I didn't like that. He keeps muttering things, and I'm trying to keep up because he's just muttering stuff under his breath.
What makes you think she's now... She believes that you two are together as a couple?
Because she called me babe for like 3 times and didn't say anything, but the 4th time I said something
So
about
before
it,
you picked her up
but
on
I wasn't.
February 15th or 16th in the black car with Steve hiding in the back seat, if I got anything wrong, correct me. I'd just like to kick it back out so we're on the same page. When was the last communication you had before that? Was there any communication that made her think that you guys were together as a couple? Any like pillow talk type of stuff?
The most I can think that she think we were together is when I said, I love you, you're a really good friend of mine. And I said that on Valentine's Day because she called me and said, I got chocolate for you.
Although Bryn was sick,
course she got
he was
chocolate for
simply
you.
following Stephen's orders. What he doesn't realize is that detectives have already recovered his text messages with Kayla, telling a very different story. For weeks, Bryn had been romantically speaking with Kayla online.
Oh.
In fact, just days before her death, she had saved his number in her phone as boyfriend. And now detectives would begin looking at Bryn, Sierra, and Alex side by side, comparing their stories and exposing contradictions. With pressure mounting and the possibility of prison looming over them, the Reapers are moments away from turning on one another, shattering the loyalty Steven spent years building.
Okay, you were there when she was shot.
But I didn't pull the trigger, nor did I go in the building.
Thank you.
Exactly.
No, see. Wow. So he was there when she was shot. That's just... And this right here is the detective is about to be dissecting everything and putting them against each other right here. They're all about to be washed out, bro.
So I was a driver threatened by my life. Do you want to go see your dad? Do you want to be with your mom?
Yes.
Or you want to live?
Save the why.
Exactly
Save the why, because that's the why is more important.
She said the third shot, she put it to her head. Steve said that she was screaming, Steve, help! Steve, help! And then Bryn specifically said, drop that. This gun, I had possession of it at one point in time. That's how my DNA would be on it. They said somebody's threatening them. That's how they manipulated me. They said somebody was threatening them that, they needed protection. Can we get that gun back?
And then they came out and we all left it with them.
And they came out and we all left it with them.
Okay, what was said in the car when they all came out?
That she's finally dead.
Who said that?
Steve and Kaylin.
Steve and Kaylin?
They told me how they killed her.
Okay, what did they tell you?
They said they were talking to her and Kaylin just shot her in the back of her head.
Kaylin shot her in the back of the head?
Yes.
Okay. And who was talking to her?
Steve.
Okay.
As you see,
You have the same green pocket knife?
Yeah, as you see, it was.
Why do you guys all have green pocket knives that are the same?
We also had green band-aid.
This dude's full of shit, first of all. Totally full of shit. He's not buying any of his shit.
What? It's like a gang or something?
No, it wasn't a gang. Steve called it a family.
Although multiple members of the Reapers identify Kaylin as the shooter, they consistently point detectives back to the same person as the mastermind, Steven. The picture detectives begin to piece together is this. Bryn tricked Kayla and lured her to Boysville. Alex supplied the gun, Kaylin pulled the trigger, and Steven watched it all unfold without ever getting his hands dirty. With this, Alex, Bryn, and Sierra's interviews come to an end as all three are placed under arrest while a nationwide BOLO is issued for Steven and Narina.
Yeah, because I was just about to say, if they're definitely going to be hit with something because they all know about the murder. They all know about it, and it wasn't reported. So that alone is going to land you in some trouble too.
And while the couple believes they've managed to disappear for good, even the most brilliant masterminds eventually make a mistake, and they are no exception.
Yeah. 12 weeks.
Over the next several weeks, authorities chase lead after lead until they finally pick up Steven's trail. Bank surveillance cameras capture Steven and Narina on CCTV.
Ruh-roh. Didn't think about that one. They're all wearing Reebok, Adidas. They probably just go to the fucking outlet mall and just buy this shit.
And before long, investigators track the couple more than 700 miles from Michigan to a relative's home in New Hanover County, North Carolina. A SWAT team is called in, and the house is quickly surrounded.
Oof.
Despite repeated commands to come outside, Steven refuses to surrender, barricading himself inside and preparing for his final stand.
Damn.
Hours pass with little progress, forcing officers to deploy tear gas that finally drives the couple out of the house. More than 6 weeks after the murder, Steven and Narina are taken into custody and transported into the New Hanover County Sheriff's Office. At this point, detectives know a lot, but
take it into custody.
Not everything. They still need to determine whether Stephen orchestrated Kayla's murder or if the Reapers acted on their own. And with investigators believing they're dealing with a dangerous cult, they can't rule out the possibility that there are other victims still waiting to be found. Perhaps even the 15 other murders Kaylin claimed to have committed. Once at the station, Stephen and Irina are separated and placed into different interview rooms, and Detective Peterson decides to begin with Narina. If he can get Stephen's own wife to start talking, it will become much harder for Stephen to maintain whatever story he's prepared.
Do you know Kayla Sadowski?
I do.
Okay, tell me about her.
She's a good friend.
Did you have any conflicts with her?
No.
Were you jealous of her at all?
No.
Was she romantically involved with Steve before you? So you didn't have any jealousy or anything like that about her? So, they went to pick her up. You stayed at the apartments, but you knew at that point that they were going to pick up Kayla to kill her.
Yeah, it's like, because she's not even been mentioned as far as being part of this plot to kill Kayla. So I wonder what she's gonna say here.
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay. At that point, and just out of curiosity, any reason you didn't call the police?
I did not call the police.
Any reason you didn't?
No.
Okay.
They came back. They told me that they were going to go back the next day to go put suntan lotion on her, body lotion on her, perfume, whatever they can find. They had not had the smell on her, like the afterfelt kind of smell. They're gonna put everything over her to cover that smell of her.
Okay.
Steve said the reason why I killed her because she put me in prison for 2 years.
What did he say about what they had just done?
He didn't really say anything. He just kept his mouth shut.
So he didn't say much.
No.
But was he the organizing this whole thing? Was he the one kind of controlling it and telling people to do this?
Yeah.
Against detectives' expectations, even Stephen's own wife is telling them that he's the one behind it. With that, Narina's interview is wrapped up, and there's only one more person Detective Peterson needs to speak with. As Stephen sits in the interrogation room, he has no idea that the people he spent years controlling, including his own wife, have already turned against him. But going into this interview, Detective Peterson faces a challenge. Upon hearing of Stephen's arrest,
because nobody's getting out of here scot-free. Like, no, there's no way. All of them knew about it. You're gonna get slapped with something. Failure to report. Something's gonna go on your record for this one. It's funny how they just walk in there and just spill all the beans. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, oh, if I do this, I'm gonna get off less. Whereas you might get off less and be lenient. You're still gonna get something. So don't ever walk in. I mean, they shouldn't walk in there like expecting to get off scot-free. Like, it's not gonna happen. Not with this kind of subject matter here.
his mother has already requested an attorney who is now on the way to the station. And so the clock is ticking. Detectives need to extract the truth from Stephen before the lawyer arrives and shuts the interview down.
I'll answer some questions, whatever you guys got, the best as I know, but my mom says she's going to try to do everything she can to get me a lawyer and everything.
So, is that, you want to answer questions?
But I can stop anytime.
You can stop anytime you want.
Okay.
You know Kayla Sadowski?
That's my ex-girlfriend. Me and her have had passed for years. And
tell me about her.
I miss that girl, but she's a handful. She's like, me and her, we always argued all the time.
About what?
Just anything. Like, she'd get jealous if I'm talking to somebody. Like, if I'm talking to a cousin that's a female, she would think I'm cheating.
A cousin?
And she would threaten me, like she was gonna kill me. She pulled a gun out on me and Brian.
Were you upset with her specifically?
All I gotta say is dead men, dead women tell no tales. So, you know, they're gonna take what he says with a grain of salt anyways, because she's not here to defend her case.
About, say, did you blame her for going to prison or anything like that?
No, because you want to know the funny thing about that? Mm-hmm. She put me in prison for a year. Said that I choked her.
A year. I thought it was
I
2
slammed
years.
her against the wall. She lied because I was messing with her sister at the time.
So you were not involved in the planning and execution of Kayla's death?
No, I was not.
Was Bryn involved?
He was with me at the time. And the only time he wasn't with me.
This dude's gonna slip up. He's gonna slip up for that attorney gets there. He's saying a lot.
No, but I came down there. Yeah, because he drove with us.
And when you say he was with me at the time, at what time?
When we were going on our honeymoon.
Yeah, what time?
When we went to South Carolina.
Okay, so
no,
what does that have to do with when she was killed?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Well, you brought it up, so I'm just curious.
Breaking
You said
down.
He was with me
At the time. Yeah, what time was
when
that?
I was going down to South Carolina and Florida.
Right, what does that have to do with
always
Kayla's death?
Oh, I don't know anything about that.
Oh, yeah, I told you. He's going to slip up. That was a bad slip up. At that time, huh? You know when the specific time was of her death? How do you know that?
To deflect blame from Bryn, Stephen just revealed he was with him at the time of Kayla's murder. But there's a problem. Kayla's time of death was never made public. And just like Kaylin, Stephen has unknowingly implicated himself.
Yeah.
In Stephen's mind, Kaylin is the one who pulled the trigger, which
Told you.
makes him innocent. But detectives see it very differently. They view Stephen the way prosecutors often view notorious cult leaders like Charles Manson. The person who pulls the trigger isn't always the most responsible. Under the law, the person who plans a killing can be just as, if not more culpable than the one who carries it out. Seeing that Stephen refuses to tell the truth, Detective Peterson decides to push harder and reveal damning evidence Stephen can't talk his way out of. But this strategy is about to backfire.
Oh.
All right, so have you ever been to the old Boysville facility?
One time.
When was that?
That was many, many, many years ago when it was open.
Remember when we started talking, right?
Yeah.
I told you, I know everything about you, Steve. I know everything about, I know more about your wife and your Bryn and yourself probably than you do. So, and I'm going to ask you straight up, is there any reason, or I should say, would it surprise you to know that we have a Facebook conversation between you and Bryn at Boysville that night?
Oh. The digital trace is inevitable, bro. Inevitable.
No, you don't.
I guarantee we do.
Well, this is where I need my lawyer then.
Okay. Sounds good.
Because I know that's like a lie.
Oh, it's a guarantee. You'll see that. It's not a lie. The only thing that's been a lie is what you've been telling me since we sat down. Understand we've talked to...
So everything I just said was a lie?
Yes.
Okay. I need a lawyer then.
Okay. That's fine.
Because I just told you everything by play what happened.
By play. But you know the time.
The fellowship you have is broken up. Everyone's talking, including your wife. We've spoken in an arena. We know everything. And I mean everything. So it's up to you if you want to talk. You said you want to talk to your lawyer. I'll let you have your lawyer. But this will not help you. Okay? Any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay.
The moment
And that's when they just
detectives
end it.
confront Stephen with evidence placing him at the crime scene, he's caught off guard and completely shuts down. And now, even without Stephen's confession, investigators are able to piece together what happened to Kayla that night. Stephen orchestrated the attack, recruited the others to carry it out, and later returned to conceal her body before fleeing the state. Kaylin was the attacker. She participated in the assault and ultimately fired the shot that killed Kayla. Bryn was...
Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me go back here. Did they say he left the state? Did he say he left the state? Let me go back here. I kind of zoned out. I'm sorry, y'all. I got ADD.
The others to carry it out, and later returned to conceal her body before fleeing the state.
Okay.
Kaylin was the attacker. She participated in the assault and ultimately fired the shot that killed Kayla. Bryn was the lure. Posing as her boyfriend for weeks, he gained Kayla's trust and convinced her to meet him, ultimately driving her directly to her death.
Bring her with you, too.
Why? Yo, I can't believe this. Kayla agreed to go to some abandoned juvenile center with this washed up dude. Like, who goes to an abandoned... How do you even convince someone to do something like that after 2 weeks of dating? Y'all, she just walked into this. Like, I've got nothing. That's just kind of what it is, I guess.
But don't let her know that you are.
I'm sleeping in a tent underneath the bridge, by myself.
Send me location. I got Kayla. She's in my hands now. She fell right in my trap.
LOL.
Dude, I can't find the gym.
I hear you. You getting closer.
Clear.
Sierra acted as part of the ambush team waiting for Kayla, serving as lookout as the murder unfolded. Narina never went to Boysville that night.
There you go.
Instead, she stayed at the apartment monitoring a police scanner, ready to warn the group if law enforcement was approaching. And Alex supplied the firearm, later retrieving it and helping conceal the evidence afterwards. In the end, none of the Reapers would escape accountability. Alex pleads guilty to tampering with evidence and accessory charges.
Yep, tampering with evidence. Accessory to murder. I wonder what he gets. Let's see.
Receiving a sentence of 5 to 10 years in prison.
5 to 10.
Narina receives 13.5 to 30 years, while Sierra is sentenced to 18.5 to 30 years after both pled no contest to second.
Wow, they pled no contest. I wonder why they went that route.
Degree murder. Bryn and Kaylin each plead no contest to second-degree murder and are sentenced to 40 to 60.
Bro, they got talked into a no contest. Yo, they just broke down, bro. They are just washed up. Look at these individuals, bro. Just the worst of the worst of society, dude. Crazy. Hey, they all went down together, though. Welcome to the cult life, I guess.
Years in prison. And Stephen Bales is convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder, receiving life without parole, along with a second life sentence with the possibility of parole.
Just because you could get parole like after you die, I guess.
As for Kaylin's claims that she had murdered 16 people, detectives were unable to connect her to any other killings, leading them to believe the confession was fabricated under pressure by Stephen and Bryn. Even so, investigators are still looking, because there's no way of knowing whether Kayla was their first victim or simply the first one to be found. And while this case left Michigan shaken by a deadly cult no one knew existed, our next case takes us to a place where violence and gang activity lurk around every corner. These are the members of one of the most infamous gangs in Washington, and in just a few moments, these two seemingly innocent teenagers are about to become their targets. By the time police arrive at the scene, it's already too late. Determined to stop the bloodshed once and for all, investigators embark on a dangerous mission to infiltrate the gang, turn its members against each other, and ultimately destroy it from within.
Me, snitch, not gonna happen.
If you hear anything,
you can be anonymous.
we need to be careful. Probably a bunch of SSLs around here.
Work on you.
SSLs. Only SSL I know is solid state logic. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Washington's most dangerous gang. I'll be watching that one too. Y'all go give my boy Dr. Insanity a thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? My man here working hard on the grind. You know I gotta shout him out. And while you're at it, you can go ahead and stop by my channel too. As you can see, we are live at Truid Studio. Greatly appreciate it. Alright, so this next one, mom caught butchering her son. I'm sorry, y'all, for these. These are just These are wild, wild takes. Law and Crime Network. I believe it's just one of the stories here because a lot of times they'll have a certain personality, just crime fix or stuff like that. But I believe this is just one of the law and crime stories. So let's go.
What has become popularized as the manosphere define their message around anti-feminism. Women are ruining culture and society.
Well, feminism is ruining culture.
Bro, it totally, I just hit play and it started playing a video. I'm not even on that
I need
video.
an officer here immediately.
Okay, to where?
Bay Point Apartments.
Okay, what's going on?
My son won't stop breathing.
He won't stop what?
Breathing.
He won't stop breathing?
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna get someone over there.
It's 4:19 a.m. in Holland, Michigan, and officers headed to the Bay Point apartment complex on 16th Street on reports of a stabbing. The unit is occupied by a woman and her teenage son. Disturbingly, she has just told dispatch she did something that cannot be undone.
You got the Jimmy?
Ah, he got in there right away. Y'all better put your gloves on, bro. Hurry up.
Zebra 11, we're approaching the door now.
She's only got the phone in her hand, vomiting.
Oh.
Fine, drop it, drop it!
Whoa. Whoa.
This is the story of Katie Lee and her 17-year-old son, Austin Dean Pickart. And honestly, it's one of the more unsettling cases to come out of West Michigan in recent memory. Katie and Austin lived in Ottawa County for about a decade. To the outside world, they were just a quiet mother and son in a Holland apartment. Austin was described by loved ones as adventurous and a kind-hearted soul. Katie was the doting mother, always by his side. But the reality was a lot heavier.
Seemed like a
Behind
cool
that
kid.
apartment door, something was very wrong. Court records would later reveal that Katie knew she was losing her grip on reality. She was spending several hours a day staring out her window, convinced
Katie was spending several hours a day staring out her window, convinced the FBI was watching her. What was she on?
the FBI was watching her. She was checking the electrical outlets for listening devices, and she spent most of her time doom scrolling on social media, which had her fully convinced the world was ending.
See, this is a good point here to segue into. Y'all need to like chill out online sometimes. Sometimes I see these posts, especially on like Blue Sky or Threads now too, where it's just clearly obvious that people just need to seriously take a break off social media, go outside, or some people just need some sort of interaction with people out there, because majority of the time what you see online and on social media is not real life. Like all this stuff, all these little target hit, these hit points and these hit pieces, it's not real life. It's not. Just because it got 16,000 likes does not mean the majority of the world agrees with this stupid ass post that you've come across. So please, I'm asking you, if you ever start feeling stressed or like any sort of post online is stressing you out, just shut it off for a little bit, Shut it off.
In the early morning hours of February 21st, which, by the way, was the day before Austin's 18th birthday, Katie was on the phone with 911, and what she told them is where this story really begins.
Adam 911. Hi, I need an officer here immediately.
Okay, to where?
Bay Point Apartments.
What's going on?
My son won't stop breathing.
He won't stop what?
Breathing.
He won't stop breathing?
Right.
Okay. Like, is he, breathing too fast?
We were gonna leave yesterday, and it got way out of hand. And I couldn't get him to stop breathing like he made me promise to do.
What?
Okay, so is he asking you to, like, kill him? I guess I don't understand.
Right, that's what it sounded like.
For a while, and I can't get him to stop breathing.
Okay, hang on one second here. How old is your son?
He is gonna be 18 tomorrow, but he didn't want to turn 18.
Is your son awake?
No, he's just not stopping breathing.
Okay, can you get in a separate room from him?
I am.
Okay. Are there any weapons in the home?
I used a knife.
Okay, where did you cut him?
It got out of hand.
Okay, what happened?
It was supposed to just be easy, and he was just gonna go to sleep. And it didn't work. And he kept telling me not to let him go to the hospital.
Okay. Where's the knife now?
It's in the room.
With him or with you?
With him.
Okay. Okay, and he's been breathing.
Family, I love them.
Okay, no, hang on, Katie. I got a couple more questions. So,
but either way, I'm not gonna see them.
Well, Katie, we're gonna talk.
Here, I'm coming
You
in.
need to puke?
The police officers are here.
Okay, yep, I want you to keep your phone, only your phone in your hand, Katie. Nothing else.
Man, that was quick. He's done that a couple times. That's crazy. They're just trying to open the door.
Hi, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Drop the knife now.
Just drop the knife, man. Just drop the knife. Stop.
Hey, I gotta bail down. I gotta bail down.
Just drop the knife.
I gotta bail down.
Drop the knife. That's all you need to do. Please. Please, just listen to me. I need you to just drop the knife. Please. Stop.
Unaffected. Wow.
Please. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much. Please, just come out to the hallway. Come on, man. Stop.
Taser deployed.
Got her.
Ma'am, do not move. Do not move, you're gonna get tased again, okay?
I can't undergo that forever.
You're fine, okay?
I can't.
Do not move.
Taser deployed on the ground.
Are people going inside to him? You got the knife up there? Yeah. I don't know who has good connection. Ma'am, roll over on your stomach for me, okay?
With Katie now in custody, officers turned their attention to Austin, entering the apartment to assess
Tasers
his
are crazy, bro.
Taser deployed on female. She's currently on the ground, checking the status of the boy inside the apartment.
Taser deployed on the female on the ground, checking on the boy now.
Over here.
Wonder what's redacted there.
How obvious is it there?
Obvious. I think it's been a while.
Fuck.
Yeah. Clotting, coagulation. Yeah, it's been a pulse. It's been a bit. It's obvious.
All right.
We just couldn't do it anymore.
Okay.
And with everything that's coming.
Other side of the building.
It was everything that's
She's
coming.
here. We'll escort her through downstairs.
Katie Lee was arrested and taken to a local hospital where she was treated for minor injuries. While there, officers began questioning her, and what she told them shed some light on the struggles she and her son had been going through in the days, weeks, and months leading up to the stabbing.
There was also...
I know how up this sounds. I know it. I never thought I'd be the one on an interrogation video. I watched them. But they all think they're not going to be on them until they are. This isn't who I am.
We're just gonna... We just want to kind of understand. I don't know that we do, so... Well, that's why we're here. We're hoping that you can maybe help us at least try. Okay? So...
Will you
Yeah.
Really,
Tell me about that.
he's got a brain injury and has been in the emotionally impaired classroom since preschool, actually, but kindergarten officially. He went there for 8 years. I'd have to go get him all the time. It was a big deal. And I'm also disabled now. I can't drive. And I can't take care of him.
Okay.
I've reached out to every doctor I know.
Okay.
And we're just tired. We get tired. He was tired. He was tired. He asked me, he made me promise not to let him wake up after he started. And then once I started, I couldn't start. And it went trauma bad on it.
I don't buy it, bro.
You
I don't buy it.
Something about the end times, and you talking about that. What does that mean?
Well, if you don't see it, we're on a fast track.
Trying to run insanity, I think.
He's Army age. He's. I don't want him to become something he didn't recognize, or to the opposite. I want to be that person. I don't know, and we're on a fast track to at least World War III. So.
Yeah, okay.
So you said you had talked about end times for forever.
It's just like kind of joking about it. That kind of not like a. Well, I've been talking lately. You guys saw that, but mostly just. I thought we were gonna lose our houses.
Okay.
That's mostly what that was.
You thought you were going to lose your apartment? Why would that be?
Because he's turning 18 and I had to reapply for all the Social Security stuff, and I have his appointment this Wednesday. And
Social Security? How old is she?
The record they were going to send, I wasn't comfortable with them sending because of people having access.
She just didn't want to deal with it, I guarantee it.
Okay.
She wanted to live her life.
He's reached out to so many people for help. I've been crying for like 2 months straight.
Crying for help? For 2 months, you said? Okay. Who have you been talking to in the meantime?
I have a therapist. I talked to her.
Who?
A therapist.
Okay.
Well, that's really it I talk about with that. But
Did Austin have a counselor or a therapist?
no, we were getting him back in, but he wouldn't go to the appointment.
Okay.
And we were trying to get him back in with a psychologist who just had a review. And we were going to start seeing people there.
I think I saw an award on the wall from, was it last year?
It's like, I don't know, people think that they're like the best actors in the world or something like that, but the fake crying is pretty easy to detect.
An academic excellence, so was he doing good in his schoolwork?
No, it wouldn't have been last year.
Okay, could have been, I mean, maybe I misread it. A couple years ago? Was he keeping up with his schoolwork?
When he went, not always, they would put him in a cement room most of the time. They have those back rooms.
Okay.
And he
What was
would
that?
sit in that cement room for most of the day, a lot of the time.
Due to?
His behavioral outbursts.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on, I missed what.
Due to?
They have those.
Okay, could have been, I mean, maybe I misread it. A couple years ago? Was he keeping up with his schoolwork?
When he went, not always, they would put him in a cement room most of the time. They have those back rooms.
Okay.
And he would sit in that cement room for most of the day, a lot of the time.
Due to?
His behavioral outbursts.
Okay.
And then when COVID hit, he got expelled right before it. So we just hunkered down and
Okay.
did what I could to keep him alive.
I know that there had been a history of arguments between you guys, but on these days that we're talking about, you guys, there was no argument or anything that you had mentioned.
This was, he wanted to do it as much as I did.
Okay. Okay.
The following day, Katie Lee appeared in court for arraignment. She was charged with open murder as well as resisting and obstructing an officer. Bond was denied.
Yeah.
A court-ordered competency evaluation was conducted, and she was found competent to stand trial. In October 2025, she appeared in court again and pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, avoiding a trial. Under the terms of the agreement, prosecutors dropped the first-degree murder charge, which would have carried an automatic life sentence had it stuck. Instead, she'll serve between 60 and 90 years in prison, with a mandatory minimum required before a chance of parole.
Yeah.
Do the math, and Katie Lee will be well over 100 years
Right.
old before she ever sees a parole board.
It don't matter.
It was during the plea hearing that many of the disturbing details from inside the apartment were laid out in open court for the first time, giving the public a clearer picture of what prosecutors believed took place.
Is it true that honorable...
So even though she pled guilty, they still got to bring out the evidence? I thought they just go guilty plea and that's it. But I guess not. I guess they really wanted to show how egregious this was. So, all right, let's see what she did. Oh, man, this stuff's rough when they do it to their own kids, too.
February 21 of 2025, you were in Holland City, Ottawa County, Michigan.
Yes.
Okay. And you are the mother of Austin, correct?
I am.
And on that date, he was 17 years old, a minor.
Yes.
And did you administer a drug or a sedative to him?
I did.
As a result of administering that drug or sedative to him, was he unable to have control over his body?
He was.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
So you administered a drug and thereby he no longer had physical control of his body. Is that true?
True.
And then you then exercised physical control over his body. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
And while you
Speak
had
up,
him
ma'am.
under your control, did you intentionally inflict severe mental pain or anguish on him?
Yes.
Mental.
And did you administer a mind-altering substance to him?
Yes.
And that was done deliberately?
Yes.
And by the administering of that mind-altering drug, did that disrupt his sense of personality, his senses or personality?
Yes.
That's crazy. So on top of being sedated, she gave him mind-altering, like he didn't even die knowing probably who he was or what was going on. Like, that's just, I can't imagine that. That's just, I get it when you're gone, but it's just like dying in like an alternate reality. That's something else, man.
You then, is it true that while he was under your control and unconscious, that you then had a knife? Is that true?
Yes.
And did you cut his arm on at least 2 occasions?
Yes.
And then did you also use that knife to slice his throat?
Yes.
As a result of you slicing his throat, did that result in his death?
Yes.
January 19th,
That's
2026, the day Katie would learn her official sentence.
Psychotic.
The courtroom was full.
That's horrible.
Family members, reporters, many of the same faces who
That
had
is
followed
horrible.
the case from the very beginning. Before the judge imposed the sentence everyone had been waiting for, Katie was afforded one final opportunity. the right of allocution, a chance to address the court in her own words. But before Katie could speak, the attorneys were asked to make their final arguments, helping frame the issues the judge would consider before determining her sentence.
This is People of the State of Michigan versus Katie Austin Lee, case number 25-47529.
You see that demon in the window, bro? What the What the That's a demon watching her, bro. What the is that? Hell nah. What the fuck? I don't even think he's moving. Hold on.
Speak, the attorneys were asked to make their final arguments, helping frame the issues the judge would consider before determining her sentence.
This is People of the State of Michigan versus Katie Austin Lee, case number 25-47529-FC. Today is the date and time scheduled for sentencing. I have provided opposing counsel with the notice of appellate rights. I will also state for the record that Pickart, the victim's father, is present in the courtroom with some other family members. I've confirmed with him that he does not wish to make a statement to the court regarding the sentence, but of course he's in the courtroom listening to the sentence. Elocution.
Is prosecution?
Your Honor, you are well aware of the facts of this case that are presented in the pre-sentence investigation report and those obtained at the time of the plea. The plea agreement does involve a sentence agreement of a minimum of 60 years in the Department of Corrections with a maximum of 90 years on counts 1 and 3. The people ask the court to follow that agreement.
Your Honor, as far as the defense team here, our office has gotten to know Miss Lee here for over the last year. And one thing that she has made very abundantly clear was her love for her son, Austin. Katie was a single parent trying to raise her son the best way she possibly can. She's not here to make excuses. This indeed was a tragic situation, and she has taken responsibility for that. As a single parent, she was doing everything she can for Austin, getting him the service.
That is interesting. That if I look at the microphone here, looks like they have a clip-on right there, like a live clip-on mic. And then I'm interested in what this is here. It looks almost like a Bluetooth live with the blue light and everything. Probably for a couple of newscasts that wanted their own audio feed, maybe. Or maybe it's the courthouse doing this. I don't know, but thought that was interesting here while we listen to this public defender defend the undefendable.
That he needed. But in doing that, Your Honor, she neglected to take care of herself. So through that, with the combination of ignoring her mental health, being isolated from her friends, her family, and society, being cooped up in her apartment with her son once COVID hit, not leaving, and then going down, the multiple rhetorics online and what social media did, this is where we are today. Getting to know Katie, it has taught me a lot of things. Always check in with your loved ones, prioritize your mental health. And that's what I take from Katie over the past year meeting with her.
Ms. Lee, have you had an adequate opportunity to read and review the pre-sentence report?
I have.
Any additions or corrections to make besides the ones that your attorney's already made?
No.
Anything that you would like to say before sentences are voted?
Yes.
Go ahead.
No.
How does someone start something so important when words can only convey so much? I decided on where it means the most to me.
Please tell me it's short. Please tell me it's short.
I love him with all that I am. It's endless and my heart is broken. It was just us for 18 years, and through it all, he's my baby, my rock, and my purpose. I fought as hard as I knew how for him to be included. There was never supposed to be a world where I am in it, but he is not, and I am so lost without him. I've thought about writing the statement for a year now, and all words fall short. I would like to apologize to the first responders who had to process that night, and the ones I held the knife up to. I'm sorry. It was unfair of me to put you in that position. I'm sorry to the detectives for the unanswered questions and to the hospital staff.
So, like someone in her position, for example, I don't feel like these letters go anywhere, especially with the judge's decision. If this was a jury trial, it would be the jury's decision based on the evidence presented by the state. But maybe I'll have to ask a judge if these letters actually do anything for them. I'd imagine also the severity and the just blatantness of the crime will also hold a lot of weight in a decision, because everybody is going to plead once they get up to the podium and they're sitting in front of the judge who's holding that period of time over their heads. So I don't know, like in her situation, I don't think it's going to do shit, quite honestly.
For being so angry.
Could be wrong.
You saved my life. I'm sorry to the prosecutor for having to fight on Austin's behalf, and to the defense team for the hard talks and the tears over the year. To the community, I had a ripple effect out to. I never imagined it would hurt. The hurt would spread so far. To Matt, for taking him before you were able to fix your relationship. Mostly to our friends and family, and the friends that are family. I'm sorry for blindsiding you with such heartache. I can only begin to imagine what this has put you all through. I know there are no magical words to make it better. I've started 100 letters trying to, but it never seems right. I guess because nothing will be right again. At the time, I was too sick to see past our own pain and fear to grasp how much it would hurt the ones we love the most. Being suicidal is really good at that. Because of my health, the shame, and the paranoia, there was so much I wasn't telling anyone. Out of fear of losing Austin, and I see now that would have been best, but I didn't think anybody would ever love or understand the way I could.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of just blotting her
already struggling
words
mental
out
and
because
physical
they're
health declined to the point we are no longer leaving the house
just empty.
except for doctor's appointments. After 5 years of not being out in the world, it became really hard for me to tell what was real and not real with the algorithms on my phone.
Algorithms. Let me plead my case here by telling you
I fell so deeply into an echo chamber that we were living in a different
fault.
reality, and it was a terrible one.
Let me explain why it was my fault.
I had managed to keep my head above water.
It'll give me
but
some
barely.
leniency.
In November of 2024 is when I drowned. My mental health rapidly declined. I began to think the FBI
everyone
was
drowned,
watching me from
lady.
across the street. I would spend 8 hours a day watching out of my bedroom window, trying to decode people's behavior and prove myself right. I was checking on my outlet for bugs, and when I couldn't find any, I thought they were using mind reading drones. My brain was broken.
You're psychotic. Doesn't mean anything. These words don't mean
I think was a
anything.
jumping off point. I started seeing videos about the government sending mentally ill to what they call wellness farms, and my brain broke. It very quickly turned into fear that they were coming to get us at any moment and taking us to concentration camps. All of this on top of my already
The
declining
public
physical
defender,
health,
like,
my
nodding her head over there.
increasing
Like,
pain,
she
I no
agrees with
longer
any
knew
of
how
this
to protect
shit.
Austin. My mind and body were in a state of survival, and I was failing. We were scared. We were alone, and our depression had an answer. Only after a year of therapy, medication, soul searching, and finding God can I now see that night for what it really was. I now see the influence I had on his decision making, and it haunts my every waking moment.
Yeah, let me make eye contact.
I
Oh,
never
it affects
intended for
me
him to
now.
suffer
It
in any
affects
way.
me now.
In my broken thinking, I was saving him from it. Every day, every thought, every nightmare, every flashback, every moment without him, I'll forever be punished. But I know that's not enough. I will spend the rest of my life in prison trying to process what I could have done differently and how I could have reached out. And continuing to speak out about the warning signs that I so clearly see now.
How much longer, lady?
Now for me, the only thing scarier than life in prison is life without Austin. And I'm so sorry I gave everybody that sentence.
Well, it's your reality now. You created it. And he never even knew his reality. Because you gave him mind-altering drugs, lady.
Your comments are very appropriate. You recognize photographs or images of what must have been the horrific scene. Because in reviewing just the pre-sentence investigation report, just reading it and narrative was difficult because it's horrific. And frankly, the acts that you committed on that day were nothing less than pure.
Right.
It was the sentence of this court on counts 1 and 3. They determined what the Michigan Department of Corrections for a minimum of 720 months. That's 60 years, and a maximum of 1,080 months. That's 90 years. You credit for 332 days. As pertains to count 2, the resisting and obstructing police officer charge is the sentence of this court turned over to the MDOC for a minimum of 16 months. The maximum of 24 months. You credit for 332 days as well. By law, these must be concurrent.
You ain't getting out.
State costs, crime victim costs, and DA fees that are required by statute. These are final sentences. You can file an application with the Court of Appeals regarding your conviction sentence. If you are funding with a higher attorney, this court will appoint and represent your public expense.
You can hardly hear the judge.
You can provide for 342 days.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Should we here? Can you reach that?
Audio from her mic is freaking pristine compared to the judge. You ain't getting out. Oh, is the demon still in there? Is the demon? Yeah, there's the demon. He knows.
The internet made me do it. During her allocution,
yeah,
Katie
exactly.
Lee
The
stated
internet
her
made me do
judge
it.
Explicitly blamed
My
her phone
algorithms
for warping her grip on reality.
Fuck out of here, bro.
It's the kind of statement that, on its face, sounds almost laughable. A grown woman pointing the finger at an app. But strip away the headline value of the quote, and there's actually a real, well-documented concept underneath it. Researchers, legal scholars, and critics of big tech have a name for it: algorithmic radicalization. The idea is simple. Recommendation systems are designed to keep users watching, and the longer someone engages with conspiratorial, fear-based, or apocalyptic content, the more of it the platform feeds them. Over time, that creates a feedback loop.
Wait, so if they have a term for it, like, why do they allow it to happen? If they know that it's happening, why can't you just stop it and not allow certain topics for the algorithm to push in front of people? Because you're essentially knowingly making people psychotic at this point.
A closed circuit, a version of reality hand-curated by an algorithm that bears less and less resemblance to the world outside the screen.
Right.
And this isn't a new idea.
Just what I was saying earlier.
Back in the 1970s, media researcher George Gerbner coined the term mean world syndrome, describing how heavy exposure to violent or threatening media can convince viewers the world is far more dangerous than it actually is.
Look at that. Mean world syndrome. The tendency for heavy media consumers to believe that the world is a more hostile and unfriendly place than it actually is. This shit's been going on long before social media, people. Like, it's just right there, cut and dry for you. Mean world syndrome. I had never even heard that. Might have to do a little digging and into the history around this term here. Let me just go ahead and screen cap.
Actually is. He was talking about television. Today, the same phenomenon is running on autoplay, 24 hours a day in everyone's pocket. None of that excuses what Katie Lee did, and because she pleaded guilty, the internet made me do it was never going to fly as a courtroom defense in any traditional sense. But it does help explain how someone with no prior history of violence could sit alone in an apartment, scroll for hours on end, and become so detached from reality that she ended the life of her own son. Katie Lee will spend the next several decades in a Michigan prison, and somewhere in the quiet of a cell, without the phone, without the feed, without the constant stream of doom that helped get her there, she'll have plenty of time to reckon with what was real and what wasn't.
Congratulations, lady. Pathetic. These pathetic people that walk the earth. But I'm not even going to go into get into depth with that. You know, we're just trying to have a good time. Yo, that's going to be it for me. I'm gonna get off here. I had a long weekend, yo. I wanted to get on though, watch some crime videos, and that Dr. Insanity vid too, you know. Anyways, go over to Truid.studio, https Truid.studio, and you can find all my social media platforms on there. I am streaming on YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble at the moment. Hopefully the stream is coming in clear now. Hopefully I've fixed my network issue. Been through a little bumps and grinds, that's for sure. So hopefully we're gonna kick up the content, you know what I'm saying? Anywho, y'all enjoy your Sunday. Congratulations, Spain, on the World Cup. And yeah, God bless. Peace out, y'all.